welcome back to another edition of Research Fantasy presents the NBA Fantasy Baller DFS edition for Monday, April 10th, 2017. Hard to believe we are double digits into April, but we are. It's also hard to believe that we are only going to have 3 more days of the NBA regular season to discuss and break down. I will be doing playoff coverage. It's a little more straightforward, but it definitely there are definitely some intricacies that you have to look into consideration. But we're not there yet, so let's talk about my 3 favorite tournament plays today. Let's kick things off with LaMarcus Aldridge, 6K on DraftKings. We will be using DraftKings as our base pricing, going up against the Portland Trail Blazers. So we have LaMarcus going back to his former team for somewhere between the 7th and 10th time. So there is no let's play hard against our former team. Really, I think the Spurs are, in terms of playoffs, I think they're about set with where they are going to be. So I don't know if Pop is going to sit his guys or what the deal is going to be. Let me check it out here. Yeah, there's nothing that's going to happen with the Spurs. They're firmly locked into the 2 seed, 5 behind Golden State, 7 ahead of Houston. So I think we'll still see these guys play. If not, we should obviously see some value open up, but it's hard to ignore it. 6K against a team that really is struggling against big men, as they have for the past couple of years. Losing Jusuf Nurkic did not help the cause much at all, and I think if we see anybody sit in this game, it's likely to be Kawhi Leonard, but pay attention ultimately. We can't control things at 9:30 in the morning as much as we can at 6:30 in the afternoon, in the evening. So, also the West playoff scene is completely locked up right now. So there doesn't really seem to be much movement other than a game we'll talk about in a couple of seconds here. But as long as Aldridge is playing and we think he's going to get around 28 to 32 minutes, I think he's a pretty good lock to cross that 30-point mark. Let's move on to DeAndre Jordan of the Los Angeles Clippers. He is 7,300 on DraftKings, and to me, that's still just way too low of a price. This guy's a double-double machine going up against the Houston Rockets team that just is not good at defending big guys. They will definitely have their hands full with DeAndre Jordan, and he is playing for something because as it exists right now, they are tied with the Utah Jazz. They own the tiebreakers, it appears, but they're tied with the Utah Jazz. So they can't really slack off because this is the team that they're going to be meeting in the first round of the playoffs. I don't think the Thunder can move up to the 5th position. They're 3 games behind. But, you're battling for home court advantage, even if it's just, it could be for as many, could be all the way through the playoffs. I mean, you never know. Weird things could happen if the 1 through 3 seed get knocked off and you're sitting at 4 and you're at 4, you've got home court advantage the rest of the playoffs. Very unlikely situation to happen, but you don't want to let it slip into someone else's hands. If you're sitting at 5, you're pretty well guaranteed to be on the road for all of the playoffs. So they do have something to play for. Houston going to have a hard time defending tonight. But the guy I like most is Isaiah Thomas, and he's dirt cheap in my opinion, and I get it. He hasn't really been getting things done. He's sitting here at 8.3K on DraftKings. The Cavs blew it last night. This is a Cavs team that does not look like they are built playoff tough. This is a Cavs team that looks like they have a championship hangover. This is a Cavs team that cannot beat any team that has an actual big man, and this is trouble for them. But regardless, the Nets, they're not going to lay down and take it. First of all, Boston is getting their first round pick, so there's got to be a little animosity there because they made a stupid trade years ago to acquire a bunch of old guys from Boston, including Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, which was just a really stupid deal, taking two guys on the tail end of their career. They don't get that pick that they need to help build their team in a draft that's deep. They don't have a first-round pick, I don't think they have a first-round pick, or it's later. But I don't see them just laying down and taking it. Isaiah's going to have to come through here to get his team the win. And ultimately, this game comes down to Isaiah Thomas. I really highly doubt you're going to see Jay Crowder or Al Horford or Avery Bradley take the lead on this one. I think it's going to come down to Isaiah Thomas. And at this price, $8,300 for a guy who could put up numbers in the mid-50s is just far too cheap. Once again, our top tournament plays of the day: LaMarcus Aldridge, DeAndre Jordan, Isaiah Thomas. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Head over to researchfantasy.com. Sign up for our NBA mailing list. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter @ResearchAndWin. And join us again tomorrow.